The mind is a workshop, a forge of fate, a private theater where destinies are rehearsed before they are lived. And yet most walk through life blind to its power, painting gray pictures of fear, lack, and limitation across the canvas of their inner world, then weeping at the masterpiece of misery they've created. What you picture you possess. That is not poetry, that is law, as real as gravity, as permanent as the stars. If you can see it vividly, with emotion, if you can walk through it in your imagination with the conviction that it already belongs to you, then the universe has no choice but to rearrange itself to reflect that image. Every empire ever built began in the theater of one mind, not on a battlefield, not in a boardroom, not with money or connections or luck, but in that quiet, unseen place where pictures of power are born and believed. Thomas Edison pictured a world lit not by candles, but by electricity. While others laughed, while experts doubted, he saw a vision so real he could almost touch it. And after 10,000 failed experiments, 10,000, he held the picture long enough for the world to catch up. Andrew Carnegie, the steel titan, once said, "Any idea that is held in the mind, that is emphasized, that is either feared or revered, will begin to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate physical forms available." Do you see? The picture you hold is not just mental, it is generative, it creates, it attracts, it becomes. But here is the tragedy. Most people picture what they fear. They imagine the loss before they pursue the gain. They picture rejection, failure, embarrassment, and because they picture it, they manifest it. Not because they're cursed, but because they are creators misusing their canvas. Understand this now, you are not a receiver. You are a projector. The outer world reflects your inner movie. Your dominant images dictate your dominant experiences, and most will never be told this truth. You can either live by default or by design. You can either react to the world or recreate it. The power is not in the world, it never has been. The power is in your power to picture. The Wright brothers saw flight before physics said it was possible. Disney stood on swampland in Florida and envisioned a castle where children's dreams would dance forever. When his brother Roy looked at the same land, he saw mud. Walt saw magic. What do you see? The world doesn't respond to what's real, it responds to what's rehearsed. Your success is a mental rehearsal long before it becomes a physical reality. That's why clarity is not optional, it is the foundation of greatness. A vague picture creates a vague life. A blurry dream creates a blurred destiny. But when your image becomes sharp, the universe goes to work. Invisible forces conspire, resources align, people appear, paths open. The ancient wisdom said, without vision, the people perish. Vision, not eyesight. Vision is the inward seeing, the inner knowing that what you imagine, if pictured long enough with belief, must materialize. You cannot possess what you cannot first picture. That is why belief matters, because belief fuels the image. Doubt starves it, belief waters the seed, doubt digs it up. This is not about fantasy. It's about disciplined imagination. It's not about daydreaming. It's about deliberate creation. There is a difference between hoping and picturing. Hoping is passive. Picturing is active. Hope waits. Vision commands. And what you command consistently with feeling becomes inevitable. You want success. Picture it, not in vague outlines, but in detail. What does it look like, sound like, smell like, feel like? Who are you when you arrive there? What are you wearing? What words are spoken when you step into your moment? Picture it and feel it so often that it no longer feels foreign. Let the image become familiar, like a place you've visited 1,000 times. So when you finally arrive, you don't feel shocked. You feel home. Your brain is a machine of repetition. Whatever it sees most, it accepts as real. That is the purpose of visualization, to train the mind to see your success so often that it forgets how to doubt it. Muhammad Ali didn't just fight in the ring, he fought in the mind. He pictured the knockout before the bell rang. He said, "I am the greatest," long before the world believed him, and the world eventually had no choice but to match the picture. If you don't like what life is handing you, change the reel, change the image. Stop picturing failure and start scripting victory. Because here's the deeper truth: the image you hold isn't just about things, it's about identity. The picture defines you. If you see yourself as broke, unworthy, lost, life responds in kind. But when you shift the picture, when you begin to see yourself as powerful, deserving, capable, chosen, life has no choice but to reflect it. Do not wait for the mirror to change. You are the painter of the reflection, and you hold the brush every single day. You've heard it said, seeing is believing. But the truth is the reverse: believing is seeing. Before the world hands it to you, your mind must hold it for you. This is the golden thread that runs through every story of transformation, from the ashes of defeat to the triumph of destiny. Henry Ford was told it couldn't be done, that his vision of a horseless carriage was mechanical nonsense. But Ford didn't need permission. He had a picture, and he clung to it like a madman. He once said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." Because thought is not passive. Thought is the seed of fate. This is where belief becomes more than just a word. Belief is the force that animates the image. Without it, the picture fades; with it, the image glows. And when you believe fiercely enough, deeply enough, consistently enough, it draws that picture into the physical world with magnetic force. But belief alone is not enough. You must live into the image, not as a wish, but as a way of life. You must act as if the image is already true, because to the subconscious mind it already is. Your mind doesn't differentiate between what's vividly imagined and what's real. That's why Olympic athletes visualize every move before the race. They've crossed the finish line 1,000 times in the mind before they ever do in the world. So act from the vision, not toward it. Don't chase success. Express it, embody it, speak like the person who already has it, walk like it, wake up with it on your tongue, because the world does not reward potential, it rewards embodiment. And this embodiment demands clarity. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. You cannot become what you cannot describe. Most people stay stuck not because they lack effort, but because they lack vision. Their dreams are loose sketches, wisps of smoke, half-formed ideas, but clarity is the sword that cuts through fog. Clarity says, I know who I am, I know where I'm going. I see the picture in detail, and I will not let it fade. You must guard that picture like a sacred fire. Because the world will try to steal it from you with doubt, with fear, with noise, with distraction. You must become ruthless in protecting your vision. Walt Disney once showed a friend the blueprint for Disney, and when it was still dirt and dreams, his friend said, "But Walt, it's just an empty lot." Walt replied, "No, it's a kingdom. That's clarity. That's the eye of the visionary. That's the discipline of imagination at work. And discipline is the bridge between picture and possession." It's not enough to see it. You must become the kind of person who earns it. The image is not a shortcut, it's a call to rise. A call to sculpt your habits, your thoughts, your routines, your work ethic into alignment with that picture. Success is not a lightning strike. It's a slow sculpting, a carving of yourself into the shape of your own dream. The vision pulls you, the discipline molds you, the belief fuels you. And every action you take from that place, from faith, not fear, from clarity, not confusion, reinforces the picture in your mind and accelerates its arrival in your life. Let there be no confusion. You were not born to watch others win. You were not meant to stand in the shadows of someone else's dream. You were built with the same tools the greats used: imagination, belief, vision, and will. The only question is, will you use them? Will you dare to picture a life so extraordinary that others call it impossible? Will you dare to believe so deeply in your own potential that even your failures start working for you? This is not about arrogance. This is about alignment, aligning your inner image with your outer reality until they match, and they will match. The mind cannot hold a dominant picture without creating conditions to match it. It is law. It is history. It is truth carved into every story of every giant who ever walked this earth. You want proof? Look around. Every object in your room, your phone, your watch, your clothes, your car, all of it existed first as a picture in someone's mind. Someone imagined it, believed in it, acted on it, and brought it into the world. Your dream is no different, but the picture must be kept alive daily, intentionally. That means you must immerse yourself in the vision. Surround yourself with images, with words, with reminders of what you're building. This is not delusion, this is design. You are designing your future with every thought, every repetition, every moment of belief. And every act of discipline is a brushstroke on the canvas of your destiny. You're not just building a business, a body, a bank account. You're building you, a version of you that matches the picture. That deserves the picture, that possesses the picture, and that version of you is already inside you, waiting for the fog to clear, for the doubts to burn off, for the old self to step aside. Purpose is the engine behind the picture. Without it, vision is empty, a castle in the clouds with no foundation beneath it. But with purpose, with a reason that sets your soul on fire, the image gains gravity. It begins to pull you like the tide pulls the moon. You must ask yourself, why do I want this picture? Who will I become because of it? Who will benefit from its manifestation? Because purpose turns the picture from fantasy into destiny. It is not enough to want success. Everyone wants it. The real power belongs to the one who is driven by something deeper, something beyond applause or approval, something that would burn inside you even if no one ever saw the result. Carnegie had that purpose, not just to build steel, but to forge men. He used his fortune to ignite thousands of minds. He funded libraries not for ego, but because he saw a picture of a world where knowledge was free to the hungry. And that picture, that purpose, made him unstoppable. What is your purpose? Not the surface one, not just money or status, but the root, the fuel, the eternal reason beneath it all. Dig for it, bleed for it. Find it, and when you do, the picture will come alive, because purpose and vision are twins. One sees the future, the other fuels the steps. One lights the fire, the other keeps it burning. When you know your why, the how becomes irrelevant. You stop worrying about methods and start moving with momentum. You stop asking for the path and start creating it, because the vision is too strong to ignore and the purpose too sacred to abandon. But even with purpose and vision, many still fall. Why? Because they lack the one trait that separates dreamers from achievers: discipline. Discipline is the rope that pulls the picture out of the clouds and nails it to the earth. Discipline is not punishment. It is alignment. It is loyalty to the future over the seduction of the present. It is saying no to now so you can say yes to forever. It is waking up when you don't feel like it, showing up when it's inconvenient. Working the plan when the emotion fades, because you are loyal to the image, not the impulse. Think of Lincoln. Do you think he felt strong every day? He was doubted, criticized, abandoned, and pushed to the edge of madness. But he had a picture of a unified nation, and he would not let that image die. His discipline became his defiance. You want to win, then discipline must become your religion, your code, your creed, not rigid but reverent. Not forced but sacred, because the truth is you will never rise above the standards you set in secret. You will never possess what you refuse to practice, and no matter how vivid your picture, if you betray it in the dark, it will not show up in the light. Discipline is the price. Pay it, and with each payment you build something deeper: character, identity, and the unshakable feeling that you are becoming what you once only saw. You begin to feel it before it happens. Not as hope, but as knowing, as inevitability, and then something powerful shifts. You no longer chase success. You become the kind of person success chases. You no longer force opportunities. They find you. Because when the inner picture is fully aligned with your daily action, reality has no choice but to match it. The outer world bows to the clarity of inner truth. This is when momentum takes over. When the image begins to manifest in fragments, a meeting here, a breakthrough there, an unexpected yes from the universe, not magic, momentum, the compounded effect of inner vision and outer effort held over time with unshakable belief. You are not waiting, you are becoming, and that is the greatest power in this universe, to become what you once only pictured. So do not shrink your dream to fit your comfort zone. Do not edit the picture to fit your current resources. Stretch, expand, dare. You must outgrow your present in order to possess your future. The life you want is not hiding, it is waiting for you to match its vibration, waiting for you to see it so clearly that the world has no choice but to hand it over. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you picture with belief, pursue with discipline, and build with fire. There comes a moment in every journey when the sky darkens, when the winds turn cold, when nothing seems to work. And it's in that moment, not in the winds, not in the spotlight, not in the applause, that the truth of your picture is tested. Will you still believe when there's nothing to prove you should? Will you still act like it's coming when everything says it's not? This is where the average break and the relentless build. Resilience is the fireproofing of vision. Without it, the picture dies in adversity, but with it, the picture is reborn through the flames. You must learn to endure, to bend but not break, to rise without needing rescue, because life does not owe you ease, it offers you refinement. Every failure, every rejection, every closed door, these are not signs to stop. They are weights meant to strengthen your character, not shatter your spirit. They are invitations to level up your identity to match the life you keep picturing. Thomas Edison failed over 10 zeros, 0 times. But he never let the picture go. He didn't say, I failed 10 0 times. He said, I found 10 0 ways that didn't work. Because he understood the vision is worth the struggle, it is worth every scar. The ones who win are not the ones who never get hit. They're the ones who keep getting up, who stare at chaos and still speak vision, who refuse to shrink even when the world says they're foolish. You want to know what resilience looks like? It looks like Walt Disney being told he lacked imagination. It looks like Oprah being told she wasn't fit for TV. It looks like a broke, defeated Napoleon Hill still preaching the power of belief while surrounded by lack. It's not about what they had, it's about what they refused to lose, and what they refused to lose was the picture. Even when nothing matched it, they still saw it, and that made them dangerous, that made them unstoppable, that made them magnetic. But to rise in this way, you must also practice one more thing: gratitude. Yes, gratitude, not as some feel. Good habit, but as a weapon, as a power source. Gratitude shifts the frequency of your mind. It lifts you out of lack and into alignment. It tells the universe, I see what I have and I'm ready for more. If vision is the seed, gratitude is the water. It nourishes the belief that your life is already blessed and therefore will only continue to overflow. Gratitude is the discipline of seeing the good even when it's hard. It's the strength to say, thank you for this trial because I know it's building me. It's the clarity to know everything that's happening is happening for me even if I don't see it yet. Be grateful not just for what you have, but for what's coming. Speak of your future as if it's already arrived. Give thanks for the breakthrough before it happens. Because when you move in gratitude, you move in power. You become a magnet for more, and the picture sharpens, the vision brightens, the path unfolds. You begin to trust not blindly, but fiercely. Because trust is the language of those who walk by faith, not by sight. And faith is the foundation beneath everything. Without faith, you'll quit, you'll rationalize, you'll shrink the picture to match your pain. But with faith, You'll stand in the storm and still see sunshine. You'll walk through fire and still feel the rain coming. You'll hold the image like a soldier holds the flag, never letting it fall. And in time, the universe will echo back to you exactly what you've been picturing, believing, building, becoming. Not by chance, but by law. There is a law beneath all others, the law of becoming, that the outer world bows to the inner world, that what you picture, you possess, but only when you become the kind of person who can hold it. You cannot outturn your self-image. You cannot outrun your subconscious. You cannot cheat the law of identity, so you must master yourself. Self-mastery is not control through force, it is command through awareness. It is knowing your triggers, your habits, your defaults, and overriding them. It is standing in front of your own fears and not blinking. You want to own the picture, then own yourself first. Own your time. Own your decisions, own your moods, own the thoughts you entertain and the beliefs you allow to nest inside your mind, because your mind is sacred ground, and what you plant there becomes your world. You don't need more hacks. You need more honesty. You need to look in the mirror and say, if my thoughts became reality tomorrow, what would I be living? Would it be a life of greatness or one of quiet resignation? Would it be the empire you pictured, or the cage you feared? You must discipline your imagination just as you discipline your body, because imagination without direction leads to delusion, but when aimed with clarity, it builds worlds. This is how the legends rise. Ford saw the automobile before it made sense. He was laughed at by engineers and mocked by men wiser than him, but he didn't bend because the picture was too real. That's the secret of power. Those who manifest are not special. They are just unwilling to doubt what they already decided. You must do the same. Speak as if it's already yours. Walk as if you've already arrived. Not for show, but from alignment, because when you speak and act from that state, the world adjusts. People feel it. Circumstances bend. The strange becomes familiar. The impossible becomes normal. You're not faking it, you're forming it. You are materializing a vision, one action at a time, until reality is forced to obey. But that demands radical responsibility. No more blaming, no more waiting. No more hoping someone else will hand it to you. You are the architect. You are the sculptor. You are the voice that speaks reality into shape. So you must move like the future depends on it, because it does. You must act as if your children's children will live in the world you build today. As if every step echoes across eternity, as if what you create now will become the blueprint others follow, because it will. This is the mark of the 1%. The ones who refuse to settle, the ones who live by principle, not popularity. Visionaries who don't flinch when the crowd laughs because they know the crowd always laughs, right before it imitates. You are not here to be average. You are here to embody the extraordinary, to walk through this life with a spine of steel and a heart on fire. To picture something so breathtaking it makes others uncomfortable, and then to become it. Without apology, without compromise, without delay, you already know what you must do. You've pictured it. You've felt it. You've seen the shadows of it following you. It's not fantasy, it's prophecy, and now it's time to claim it. So now we arrive at the moment of becoming, not in theory, but in truth. You've carried the vision. You've trained the mind. You've broken through the illusions. You've stared into the void and dared to speak creation into it. And now the world must respond. Because when you reach this frequency, this depth of belief, this level of congruence, life bends. Circumstance obeys, the gates open. What you picture, you possess because you already became it. Not in the eyes of others, but in the unseen chambers of your soul. This is not magic. This is mastery. This is what happens when a human being realizes they were never just a body, never just a product of their past, never just a name on a paycheck or a passenger in life. No, you are the cause, the force, the origin point. You are divine will wrapped in skin, walking as proof that thought shapes reality, when Lincoln rose from tragedy to presidency. He was living the picture when Carnegie rose from a penniless immigrant to an empire builder. He was living the picture when Hill wrote words that lit fires inside men long after he died. He was living the picture, and now it's your turn. You will not be one of the forgettable. You will not live life like it's something that happens to you. You will wake up every cell of your being and speak, "This is mine because I have already claimed it in spirit, in discipline, in decision, and in action." Your dream is not something far off. It is not something reserved for the chosen few. It is waiting, just beyond hesitation, just beyond fear, just beyond the moment you finally, fully decide. There is no secret left to find, no map left to follow. The only thing left is for you to walk into it. Stand up. Picture it one more time. See it with every sense. Taste it, touch it. Live it in your body until it's no longer an idea, it's a memory from the future. Burn it into your nervous system, and then possess it. Walk like the king you envisioned. Speak like the queen you became. Breathe like the warrior who trained in silence. Move like the architect of destiny. No more waiting, no more hoping, no more doubting. You are it. You are the vision in flesh. You are the storm they warned about. You are the answer to the prayer someone else is whispering. You are the picture made real, and now the world will know it.